To the far north rise the great mountain range called the Mountains of Doom. They are well named, for beyond them lie the broken land devoured by blight. It is a haven for shadows and the creatures spawned of darkness. On their southern slopes, moisture-laden winds are wrung dry, and the result is condensed into rainfall. This trickles down their sides, collecting together into myriad brooks. Eventually, these runnels gather together into various forked tributaries, growing in size and strength until they form several distinct rivers. These rivers then snake along the land, passing beneath the woods, churning mud, and frothing through rapids and cataracts. Eventually, some of these join up further and form the great river Erinin. The Erinin of renown, whose snaking shape stands out on any map of the land, whose repute inspires the dreams of any farmhand yearning for adventure in distant lands, whose repute gives it a sure place on any sailor's chart, whose gleaming waters form the backdrop of the great cities that squat on its banks and thus earn their way into the songs and stories that gleam and tell. Onwards the waters flow, gobbling up lesser rivers like the Mora, which forms the border between Arafel and Shiena. It suffers the fishing and farming efforts of several villages which siphon off portions of it. And then the river, now truly wide, comes upon an island unlike anything it has met before on its journey. Beneath the Dragon Mount's shadow, Tavalon opposes the current, forcing the Erinin to divide into two, the Ocentral Erinin and the Lindrel Erinin. Even in this, a river's flow, the Aes Sedai seat of power makes sure to exert its might. Soon enough, these two rivers join once again, and the mighty Erinin continues on its course. This stretch has some of the busiest activity that the waters have had to endure. Ships laden with passengers and goods tear through the surface sheen. Pleasure barges bearing chittering nobles lays about. Fisherfolk nets and hooks prey upon the shoals of fish sheltering within it. Bridges and crossings crop up every now and then where towns and villages have grown on the banks. Fortunately though, this is the river's zenith, and it can bear to suffer these indecencies. Its waters here run deep, its surface like mirrored glass, a steel veneer hiding the treacherous currents that surge within. Other lesser rivers still spill into it, first the Alguenya and then the Iralel further down, to calm these waters even more and any ire they might feel to being put to such use. Snowberry and sugarberry trees line the river's banks, peppering it with a mosaic of white and crimson blossoms. Birds tweet and flit about, occasionally turning towards the loud croak of a frog. If you listen closely, you might even hear the whistling wind and the touch of eternity ensconced within it. As it winds down, the Erinin finds itself running alongside a road, the river road they call it. This is a sign that the city of Tyre is near, and that this long travail will soon cease. Now the river's flow slows. There is no need for haste. Its end is nigh. Mudflats crop up often, and the once mighty Erinin branches off into several distributaries that will channel its waters into the Sea of Storms. This delta is called the Fingers of the Dragon. It is marked by the knife grass and spider-rooted trees that grow on the clusters of low islands found here. And thus it ends. Quite a long journey these waters have endured to finally churn with the rest of their kind, joining here in the salty sink of all the world's seas. But this is no true surcease. Just like the wheel of time spins the life threads of ages past into a new tapestry, these waters spin in an ever-constant cycle that will see some of them picked back up by winds and blown landward to suffer the whole voyage anew